So recently we were out for a night on the town in our cars, driving around having a good time, and we were with a McLAREN 570S you guys might have seen from the various cars and coffee videos. And you know, the 570S and the CAMARO ZL1 happened to find themselves at a red light next to one another. And of course this guy decided that he was going to race the 570S, and I will let him explain what transpired after that.
Okay, so basically what happened was everybody's, we're cruising in a single line. Everyone's like, single file line. We come up to a stoplight. There's nobody in the left lane, so being the, that guy that I am, I go into the left lane and pull right up next to the McLAREN, okay? And as you can see in this video right here,
are we doing this?
Let's do it!
I know, this road's so shitty.
So as you saw in that video right there, you heard me say, are we doing this? And yeah, because I wanted to race this car, When you how many times do you have an opportunity to race, a $240,000 McLAREN, brand new, literally brand new
Just
car.
the mistake was we didn't go to Mexico.
No, yeah, we didn't. That was the problem. We didn't go to Mexico, and the other mistake was the fact that I did not know there was a cop directly behind you.
Yeah,
really.
Well, when we were driving through Hershey, and it's like a one main street, and we were driving for a while. And when we left the last place we were at in our line, we had the Lamborghini, the 570S, 2 Corvettes, the Camaro. When we left, the last place that we left, there was a cop behind me for a long time. I looked behind me, I saw the Explorer mirrors, or not mirrors, sorry, the headlights. And yeah, I knew what it was. I figured it was a cop. So I was driving real slow because when I left, I did a nice little pull, up to like 45, and the speed limit's like 25 through the whole place. So he was behind me, and I was like, okay, so I'm gonna behave. I was at the back of the pack, everyone else was behaving, going pretty slow. And then when we got to that red light, the red light in question that he's talking about, the cop that was behind me pulled off and made a left turn into a shopping complex. So at that point, I was like, okay, we're good to go. The cop's gone. Then behind me in the distance, I see another set of Explorer headlights. And I was like, oh God, that is another cop. But by that time, it was too late. And I couldn't text or anything. It was literally like when that first cop turned off, it exposed the second cop that was behind him. And by that time, the light was just turning green. And that's when you left.
Yeah, it was so quick. Yeah.
So they started hauling ass. Obviously, this car's loud as hell. You can hear it. The McLaren's actually pretty loud too. I was surprised by how loud it was. And they took off. And then immediately, I look behind me in my rear view, and I see instead of just coming up behind me, he's whoop, and then the lights go on, and he's gone. And of course, Nick's at that point is like 80 miles an hour, already way up. The McLaren's with him. And you want to cut to the little video?
Yes.
After you left.
So if you watch that video again, of me pulling up to the McLAREN.
Are we doing this?
Let's do it!
I know, this road's so shitty.
And it was at that very moment when the video stopped that I looked in my rearview mirror and saw headlights, and obviously immediately I'm just like, fuck. Like, I knew what I did. I mean, there was no getting out of it. Like, it is clearly, everybody clearly knows what happened, And so what happens is he pulls over the McLAREN, because what happened was I'd like to say I beat him because I was ahead of him, but I don't know, he might not have even been really racing me. And it was also on a graded road.
I know, this road's so shitty.
That was also a dumb mistake. It wasn't even like, and if you guys don't know what a graded road is, it's when
they strip the asphalt, so it's like blind. So if you're on a motorcycle, it's like instant death. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And when you have like basically drag radials, like what he currently has on the back of his car, your car just tracks all over the road. So it's not the best.
No,
idea.
It wasn't. And there wasn't a lot of great ideas that night. But anyways, so what happened was I turn as soon as I see the lights, I get in the right hand lane, right, like right in front of the McLAREN, and then the McLaren's slowing down, and of course so is the cop car slowing down. I'm like, okay, he's pulling him over, and I'm just kind of chilling, like going like 40 miles an hour, and it's like a 55 mile an hour zone, right? So I'm going slow, like just slowing down, and they're stopping, and I'm like, okay, well maybe I lucked out. Maybe he's like pulling over the McLAREN because he sees, McLAREN is such a crazy looking car, like, oh, I'm gonna pull this race car over and let the red Camaro go. And I was like, great. So I just continued on driving, and then the lights get bigger in my rearview mirror. So then another, I don't know if it looked like to me another cop was coming after me. So, like, because you said there was 2 cops, right?
There were, yeah.
Yeah, so it looked to me like the other one was coming after me, and I said, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to pull over. So I pulled over off the exit, and
that's when we took these pictures that will
Yeah.
show on the screen here.
and so this picture here is Mike took that in the Sheets, right?
Yep.
Sheets parking
From the
lot.
Sheets and
so you can
McDonald's
see
parking lot
that I'm
across the
pulled
street.
over, and now there are 2 cops behind me.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened was, if you watch this video right here, Mike is pulling up to the McLaren, and he's asking him questions, and you don't see any cops around this and him at all because they left him. They deserted him and they went after me.
Watch the video because the McLaren pulls over. I pull up next to the McLaren, and the cop at this point, who had turned into that shopping section earlier, went by him. So we're sitting here talking. We'll roll the clip.
Yeah.
Is Nick
What happened?
gone?
Yo, he's pulling Nick hard, bro.
I guess he's pulling him over. I don't know, but I'm not fucking with him. I'm sitting here for a little bit.
I'm gonna go. Well, all right, bro.
Oh my god, Nick is fucked.
All right, so you saw that video clip there. So then after that, I rolled up to meet up Nick, and that's when I went off the exit, and then I saw there's 2 cop cars behind him, and I'll roll this little video that my girlfriend shot on my cell phone as well. Yeah.
In a couple minutes.
But you're not pulling me over, right?
No, I'm
Well,
looking for the
thank you,
guy
because
that
I
was in the
wasn't.
white
Yeah,
one.
I wasn't doing anything wrong.
You don't know the other guy?
I honestly don't. We were like in a group, but I don't know who he is. I don't know where
Okay,
he lives.
where were you guys coming from?
We were just coming down from Palmyra.
Okay. Okay, just give me a minute. You guys are good.
All right, thank you.
So Mike, as you can see, well, here, Mike saved me a little bit because obviously we were coming back from, a bar, like we were out drinking, and he was just like,
No.
we weren't. We were drinking all water. It was completely fine. But Mike said we came back from Palmyra. The guy was just like, whatever. He wouldn't, Mike wasn't the issue. He was just wondering why Mike stopped. But
Yeah, and the reason why I was stunned that he was questioning me, and I was like, wait a minute, you're not pulling me over, right? Because I pull up behind Nick to see if he's okay, just to kind of see what's going on, to do a little bit of spying.
Right.
And when I first started pulling up and slowing down, he's like, whoa, you need to stop. And I was like, well, what happened? I didn't do anything. And then he's like, well, who are you with? Are you with them? And I'm like, who? And it was like, and then I was like, told my girlfriend to start recording, and that's when the video started, what you heard there.
dude, I didn't even know it was you. Like, because Mike is parked, like if you have the cars, it's me, it's the cop, and Mike is like here
In
in
your
the action.
massive
Yeah,
blind spot.
I can't see. All I see is lights because it's dark out, and I can't even tell what color the car is. I thought you were the McLaren, like pulling up, and I was like, oh shit.
No, he was gone.
So he made them because I had no idea that they left him completely deserted. So when I'm pulled over, I figured the cop was like, yeah, you're gonna follow me to me, and they're gonna basically pull both of us over and I don't know, cuff us and take us to jail or whatever. But no, and then I found out it was Mike because he kept saying, all I hear the cop saying was, "Where'd that white car go?" And I was just like, what the hell? Why is he asking? So then when Mike finally drove past, I was like, oh shit, that was Mike. So he comes up to me, the cop comes up to my car, and he goes, so you know why I pulled you over, right? And obviously, what am I supposed to say? No, officer, I don't know why. I said, yeah, I know, and I kind of chuckled like, yeah, I know, I'm calm, I get it. So the next question that comes out of his mouth is, where'd that white Lambo go? And I was like, you mean the white McLaren? He's like, yeah, that. And I was like, I don't know, man. And he's, grilling me hard about where he is, what his name is, do you know who he is? Of course, we had just met him that day. At least I did.
Yeah, we really didn't know who he was.
We just met him that day at Cars and Coffee. And at that point, I realized they let him go. Literally let him go.
He was gone.
Gone. And I was the one that they were nice to me. It was kind of funny though because they were asking us about. They're like, "Is there a car show in the area?
Yeah.
Like, where were you coming from?" And I was like, "Oh, there's like Cars and Coffee like at 9 a.m. this
That
morning."
was like 14 hours ago.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, where's that at?" Like actually interested in my conversation. I was just like, "This is getting weird," But I was just scared because everyone's scared of getting a DUI now because it's so. They're cracking down on it so much, I mean, I wasn't anywhere near the limit, I don't think, but just the fact that, you got these cars. You had a group of cars.
Well, I was even scared, and I legitimately wasn't drinking.
Yeah,
I was,
exactly.
I was like, when he was, I thought he was gonna pull me over. I was like, well, I was at a bar, I just didn't want to smell like alcohol or anything. I didn't want to. So it's just always in the back of your mind.
So, but the status of he did give me a ticket, obviously, and we were worried maybe I would get a heavily amount of points, or I would get my license suspended because racing and drag racing is actually a what I guess.
Well, we thought it was going to be a really big deal.
Big
We thought,
offense,
because you hear these things and like, oh, you're going to jail, your car's getting impounded and all this and that. But I don't know. Do you want to show a screenshot of the ticket real quick and just?
Yeah, I'll put it on there. You can see where it says racing on highways, drag race, competition, tester exhibition. Yeah, and then it says first offense. So when I saw first offense, I was like, okay, well, generally on a first offense, it's just you pay the fine, that's it. Now, if it was like a second offense, usually that's definitely like mandatory points and or like being suspension, or even go to the jail depending on how big the offense is. So I wasn't too worried, but I did find out a couple days ago when I went to pay the ticket that I am not getting any points and I'm not getting my license suspended. So that is awesome.
Which is awesome.
Yes. But word of advice to everybody else out there: just be careful. I mean, like, I know you watch YouTube channels and you think it's fun, all these guys like racing and shit, wherever. But just be careful. Just drive safe. We just did, everybody does dumb shit. The cops will eventually catch up to you. I just watched a video from Joe Go 101.
He subscribes to me.
Yeah, dude, he's a great guy, and a cop pulled him over. If you watch one of his videos, and he was he said the same thing. He said, eventually he's like I fuck around a lot, and he's like eventually they will catch up to you, and it's true. So
I think, and what we just want to say is definitely number one, don't drink and drive. If you're impaired, don't be trying to do anything crazy.
No.
I don't even drink, as they all make fun of me, but I don't drink at all. But the other thing is just be careful out there. The cops. We do want to say, at least I want to say, I don't know if I can speak for you, but do want to say, thanks for the cops for being out there. It was a Saturday night.
If you're watching
they're
this
just
video,
doing their job, and they were generally, I think, pretty cool about it.
They were,
what was going on. So.
Well, it helps to be
just be careful out there and be cooperative. Don't run.
Yeah, I was gonna say it helps to be respectful to the cop when it comes up to you. And I've never not been respectable to any cop that's come up to me, and I've never had any problems with cops. So like, you can say what you want about hating cops, but just be respectable to them, and they're usually respectable to you. They could have yanked me out of my car and been like, get out, because that was bad. I mean,
it could have been very bad.
Yeah, it could have been real bad. I was reckless driving and racing and all these different charges, but I was respectable, and when you're a group of cars like that, you had me, you had Mike, you had a McLAREN, you had who else was there? Another Corvette. There were a lot of cars.
So a lot of brightly colored, loud sports
when you
cars.
see a group of cars like that, obviously your attention goes to that immediately. So don't draw any more attention to yourself than you already are.
Learn from Nick's mistakes.
Yeah, learn from me.
And don't race with a super loud Camaro in the dead of night on a Saturday.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was a fun time. So, we hope you enjoyed this video. I'll let you do the outro. It's your video.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you're stopping by for the first time, please subscribe. Subscribe to Mike if it's your first time seeing him. And always take care and have a great day. Yeah. Or I'll be like, I should just be like, or something funny,
like smack your head on the
I should have the fucking hood in my head and just do something funny like that.
Yeah.
That would be actually really funny.
And I'll just
do a few of them. I'll see which ones.
You good?
Good?
Yeah. I think that'll be fun.
Or we can do just do a regular one.
Okay, I think that'll be good.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Some of those.